Hello everyone, this is Krotic giving you Game 1 in Series 4 of this Best of 5 series between Mousesports and Fnatic. Currently we have Mouse Nova spawning as the green Zerg player, meanwhile we have Mouse Tosh spawning as the yellow Protoss, playing against Fnatic's Phoenix and Fnatic's TT1. So this is going to be a Terran Zerg versus a Protoss Zerg here on Hyhedrian Depths, I believe. I don't know all the 2v2 maps. But then again, 2v2s are just so much fun to play, or so much fun to see in the hands of very, very skilled players. Now, if I remember correctly, Mousesports' 2v2 teams had gotten a lot of practice, and their team combinations and their team chemistry was really strong, in that they were able to use Overlords and Blink Stalkers very effectively early on. You can now see Tosh making his way out with this one particular probe, now trying to see everything it can see. It will be pushing out into this direction here. You have to be very careful that there are no proxy pylons behind these gold minerals, but I'm sure both sides will perhaps try to scout that out. We are going to see the probes sneak past in before Phoenix is able to set up that front door barracks, as he's going into a refinery first. Oh, very interesting. So refinery first normally means Hellion play, and Hellion play would work out very well, especially as Nova looks like he's going to be going into Speedlings. There is that barracks. Now the barracks finally being placed down. Another supply depot should be placed down there as a gateway blocking, trying to get underway. Tosh doesn't look like, PZ? Okay. So apparently they didn't know the races. I guess this is the Fnatic's side of the conversation, as I can see the ally chat. The probe now going to perhaps try to do some damage towards this one particular SCV here, and it looks like it's just going to continue to move away back and forth. This one SCV now taking some damage, taking one round of attack, 2 rounds of attack. A fresh SCV now coming over, and it looks like that probe may be able to actually get off enough damage. No, unable to do so. That probe now backing off there. We are getting another proxy pylon set down. Cybernetics core coming into play by the Protoss player. Meanwhile, the Protoss player of TT1, his gateway, or he went for an assimilator, and his Cybernetics core was a little bit later. We'll see what's going to happen there, as now a Cybernetics core going to come in here. Perhaps a Zealot will try to finish off that wall in there, as the Zerglings should be coming out in just a moment. We already have the reactor being built. So reactor going to be built on that front door. A supply depot needs to be placed down there as well. I actually don't think that supply depot can be placed down there. It was actually a little bit out of position. And yeah, Zerglings, actually I don't think Zerglings can slip through there. Hopefully now, otherwise that would be one of the greatest front door fails in a 2v2 matchup I would ever see. But meanwhile, the probe now trying to sneak its way around. It looks like the Zerglings may be able to get up in front of it. No, unable to, as TT1's probe trying to return all the way home. He does see, he's assuming that the Zerg perhaps trying to go for 2 gas, or perhaps 2 gas on the Tosh, as they're just trying to communicate and figure out what's going to be happening. Another gateway coming in as well. So that one probe looks like it will be able to mineral path its way through. Meanwhile, the barracks now double training Hellions, and now you can see there that one barracks being placed down here, trying to make sure that no units are able to squeeze by. And now another gateway finally coming into play. Double gateways trying to come into play. So TT1 may be moving into a very, very aggressive gateway units. It looks like we are going to be having some Hellions making their way out, and going into Starport Banshee from Phoenix. It's always so lovely when I don't have to guess what a player is doing, since they tell their partner. So double Hellions are now making their way out. The Zerglings now trying to take down these rocks over here as Roaches join the field. Roaches are going to be an absolute nightmare for those Hellions. Hellions are going to have a very difficult time, as the Hellions look to control the center portion of the map. Perhaps going to get another free Zergling over here, as those Roaches coming in from Nova. Nova with a very large size army at this stage in the game. But there are now 4 Hellions as well. Those Hellions looking to maximize their damage and perhaps get some probe and drone kills. One pylon also being warped in here, so they will be able to warp in a lot of units in just a moment. Oh, the Hellions were trying to push their way through, and there's a little bit of lag. So yeah, more players, a little bit more difficult. Roach is now pushing their way in, as Tosh already finished his warp gate research and now going into Blink. So this is going to be a Blink micro battle with those units. As you can see, the Hellion trying to sneak its way up, and it will be able to get a lot of scouting information. That is important. He sees the Twilight Council. He does not see the Dark Shrine that he was perhaps looking for just moments ago, as the Hellion now taken down. production, we are getting that Banshee that he mentioned a little bit earlier. Both sides getting both sides going for those the Stalker Blink, as this one factory not really doing anything at all. So the Hellions are trying to clean up some damage, not able to really do so, and a lot of losses already at this stage for Phoenix, losing 2 of those early Hellions, and already now may lose the rest of these Hellions here in just a moment, as another Hellion getting taken down, and that is going to be a bit of a problem. But now TT1 comes out with a very, very large force, and it could deal a lot of damage. Both sides have Blink, or both sides will have Blink in this engagement, and now just trying to maximize their damage. And oh, both sides blinking back and forth. Who's going to really be able to win out on this battle? Tosh may be able to try to blink in, and oh, he could have blinked in and gotten a lot of damage there. Finally picking off one Stalker, and now blinking back up onto the high ground, accidentally attacking his own units. The Roaches taking a fair bit of damage there. But where is that Banshee from earlier? The Banshee from earlier now coming in over here. It looks like it will get some drone kills. It will have to fend off against one Queen, though, and there is no cloak on that one particular Banshee, so I'm not quite sure how much damage it will be able to do. A second Queen already coming into play as well, so this Banshee's days are going to be pretty much limited, trying to fight off against 2 Queens. Banshee now comes into play, getting some damage onto those, going some damage onto that Queen already. Both sides trying to dish it out, and it looks like that Queen will be backing off. A new Queen coming in, so Phoenix in a bit of trouble now, being forced to pull back here, as these destructible rocks are going to get taken down. It looks like the Banshee going to play it very, very safe and try to maximize that damage, and now finally getting 2 kills, and a very low hit point Banshee being forced to hide off in the corner of the map. We are getting another medevac in the air, yeah, as more and more medevacs still being trained, the Zerglings are now making their way out. Both sides have very decent armies, but TT1 definitely ahead here as more units are warping in. You can see that this expansion is up and running. Drones are being transferred to the gold mineral patch, and TT1, with a very, very large army of an array of units, may be able to just simply attack move with this army here. The Marines and the Marauders do not have stim yet, so that is going to be a sheer disappointment, as the Marines and the Marauders perhaps going to back off. Yeah, Phoenix saying wait, and it looks like his partner decided not to wait, perhaps trying to test that front door. Zergling's going to get picked off. And just pulling back and forth, you can see that this pylon about to be done. Stim pack cannot be chrono boosted, still needs about another 40 seconds or so, as this one Banshee getting some damage along these probes over here. That Banshee going to get finished off, though, as the Marines are now trying to push their way in. Both sides just doing a lot of damage. The medevacs are in the air, the Marines and the Marauders being the main tank in this battle, as the Stalkers could try to blink forward. No, they are blinking back more as a defensive measure. The Marines do not even have stim, but are really holding against their own, against the large number of Stalkers and other units. And oh, a nice medevac drop, lifting and dropping back down, trying to save it from those Zerglings. The Stalkers doing a great job, and now Phoenix with such a dominating army along with TT1, and they are able to take this game. And this 2v2 matchup here on this map, I believe is Kyderian Depths. Kyderian, I can't even say it correctly. Oh my goodness. Anyways, a very nice timing push by TT1 and Phoenix. Phoenix pushing through, not even having stim yet, and that was a bit of a surprise. But a nice pick up when his units were very much exposed on that front side, try to drop them back once more, and then TT1 with just beautiful Stalker micro, blinking those lower hit point units through the back. You can see 2 very low hit point Stalkers that were able to just continue to fire and deal a lot of damage, and eventually this hatchery would have been taken down. You can take a look at the army combinations. Yeah, just 3,600 minerals versus 450. That was not too early of a GG. So Fnatic trying to stay in this game for the big, or stay in the series for the big money, and they are now having a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 series. We'll see if they're going to be able to force Game 5 to be for $1,500, or if Mousesports will be able to win 2 straight in their 2v2 matchup and take the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.